this next topic is something most parents will have to deal with at some point. The day they realize their nest is empty. Oh. Now, it's been said that so many parents identify themselves through parenting. So when the kids fly the coop, many are left asking, who am I now?
Right.
So obviously, Garcelle and Kandi, you both are moms on the panel. What do you think about this?
Well,
I think you have to prepare. I also read in that same article it said empty next, right? So what are you gonna do next? Yep. But I feel like you have to sort of start implementing things that you want to do when the kids are gone, so you're not sitting there and then trying to figure it out, because that can be lonely, that can be depressing. So
I'm still stuck with 2.
And that's what happened to me too.
Yeah,
you empty nested one.
Yeah,
and started all over.
Yeah. Now, well, actually, I empty nested 2 because I have my bonus daughter, Kayla. Right. So Kayla and Riley, all 4 of our kids were in the house together. And then Kayla and Riley, they both moved to New York. And now we got Blaze and Ace.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, I don't really have time to miss anybody.
Right.
No, just kidding.
Exactly.
I miss them.
On to the next generation.
Yeah, but it's not like we get a lot of free time.
But do you anticipate, like, once they're gone, even if it's 10 years, 15 years from now, I think that's what the article was saying, is that you should be, and what Garcelle's saying,
planning,
you gotta plan some stuff.
Okay, here's the thing, and I'm a firm believer in this, and I think that some parents may or may not agree with me.
Okay.
But I feel like you're supposed to continue doing your life as a parent.
That's what I mean.
I know some parents who stop everything with their career, stop doing everything, and only focus on their children. But I think that you should focus on your children, but still focus on you as well. If you have dreams, continue to push after them. Like, don't stop, because eventually your kid is gonna grow up, and then what?
Yeah.
You'd be lost.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm continuing doing my thing, and I'm putting these kids to work.
That's
they gotta
right.
do something too.
Good.
That's right.
Everybody's working at Kandi's.
Good way to look at it.
No, it is a good way. Okay, you guys, check this out. Have you ever been in a situation that was a no laughing matter, but through it all, someone still managed to find the humor? I'm talking about those who laugh at the worst possible times. Well, I read an article that explains why some people get the giggles at inappropriate times. Apparently, it's a subconscious defense mechanism your brain uses so you don't tap into the deep, dark thoughts. So your brain basically, makes you laugh, right? So ladies, have you ever experienced some of that? I know I have.
I feel like you just spoke my life.
Oh no!
I was like, is that why I do that?
Yeah.
No, I have this nervous laugh, and I don't know why I do it, but it's like when I'm in situations where I should be angry, sad, or whatever, I will have this like corny looking side grin or something. And I don't know why I do it, and I don't know why that I did it, but it happens all the time. But even when I was younger, so once, my group, right, I keep going back to it, but my group escape, once when we were working in the studio and we were at Jermaine's house, one of my group members, don't want to say a name, got into it with one of Jermaine's family members. Okay. So Jermaine's trying to pull him up, stop them from going at each other. And I just busted out laughing. And he's like, shut up, Kandi. And I'm like, well, you should be mad at them, not me. But I couldn't help it. I didn't know why I was laughing, but I shouldn't have been laughing. It was so wrong. It was so bad, But I do it all the time, and I don't know how to control it.
Sometimes they say when you do that, you're deflecting from a deeper emotion.
Right, exactly.
And that's why it's like we do. You ever see somebody fall, and you see them fall, you be like, okay, look, I do laugh when people fall,
but
especially if I fall. But I make sure they okay first, and then when they okay first, then I be like,
No, I'm talking bad, sad moments that we all should be somber in. I absolutely have found myself laughing, and it kind of makes me look like either a terrible person,
insensitive.
but I'm insensitive. But I don't think people understand it really is a defense mechanism.
Yeah, it's
that I don't know how to handle this serious moment, and I don't know. It's almost like shock to your body that you're just like, I don't know. I am absolutely. I've laughed at moments in church that you're not supposed to laugh. I don't know what that is.
Me and my sister laughed at a funeral. My mom was pinching us, and we couldn't stop it. We were just like this. We could not stop laughing.
What is that?
I don't know, but it was the funniest thing to us.
At the funeral.
Yes, at a funeral.
It's terrible.
No, it wasn't good.
I don't know what that is. There's moments that you and if I catch it, she catches it, and then we can't stop.
Yeah.
And it could be a moment that is so serious, like someone is sharing their heart, and it's not that we think what they're saying is funny.
Right.
I don't even know what's happening to us physically. We physically have caught something that does not allow us to act appropriately for the moment.
Yeah, but if it's something that is like really serious, you should just try to breathe. You should really try to breathe, and they say think sad thoughts so that you can get your. It's about focus.
The
Remember,
whole
I
reason
told
for
you
us laughing is
about
because we don't want to think the
mindfulness.
sad thoughts.
Mindfulness is about being able to refocus so that you're not focused on what laughs. So like, if like right now y'all laughing at me and I want to laugh too, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus on the cake. And then I can get back,
Pull it back
to this.
together.
Check this out.
Okay.
You know we love a good fashion moment on our show, but I was looking back at fashion through the ages. And so it's interesting what has been considered chic through the decades, from the flappers of the 20s to the disco divas of the 70s. Ladies, I'm curious, what area of fashion is your favorite? My model. Come on, model.
I would say my era that I love so much. I love the Victorian era, but I never saw black people wearing them. But
Marie Antoinette.
Yes, the Marie Antoinette, the big ball gown with the corset and the bustles. Like well, Bridgerton now, but growing up, I loved seeing it, but I never saw.
No, I know. I'm saying, but now that's the style.
Now that's the style of Bridgerton. So I would say if I saw something where there were black people, I'd say the 70s. I love the bell-bottom pants. I love the fros. And we recently had a 70s party at for housewives, and so we got to dress up in 70s gear.
That was great.
I love a good 70s party.
Do you?
Yes, because, you know, just being able to recreate the nostalgia of that time, I was born in the 70s, so I was too young to really experience it. But, you know, the bell bottom, even men would wear heels sometimes, and it was okay.
That's true.
Yeah, they wear the platform.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and it was just like everybody just enjoyed style. It wasn't like just a thing for women.
Right.
You know, it was for everybody.
That's true.
I love
That's
that.
true.
70s. What about you?
I like the 20s. I like because
The roaring 20s.
the roaring 20s because you can see some historical black photos of black people, and that's when we would really get dressed to the nines. And it was because at the time we didn't have the fabrics, you know, so it was like a pretty like beautiful dresses and the pearls and the hats, and it was just this feeling, and it's and a vibe. So I really like the 20s, but I also like the hip hop era. Early hip hop in the 80s, where you had like Salt and Pepper, you know, with the spandex. The colors were very colorful, the gold chains. I think that was something that, you know, as people of color, we created. You know what I mean? And you could definitely tell that it was cool and it was hip. Yeah. And it was something of the moment. So I really like the 80s hip hop, you know.
The 8-ball jacket.
Oh, yeah. The 8-ball jacket. The leather, the Kango. You know, all that. It all was
Isn't it so crazy to think that, like, we all lived through the 90s and remembered those times, and all the 90s fashion is currently fully back right now? Like, all the 90s fashion is super in style. But if I could go back to any time, it would be the 60s. I actually love, like, you know, when you had Audrey Hepburn wearing the original Givenchy, little black dress, you know, for breakfast at Tiffany's. So I definitely love the high fashion of the 60s, where everybody actually dressed so elevated. And I absolutely love that. Now, before we head off to break, we definitely want to give a shout out to Kandi. We know that you are super, super busy, and you have many projects in the works, but we want you to tell us about your scripted series, A La Carte.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So A La Carte is, well, I get to play Nicole. And honestly, Nicole is similar to me. She owns a sex shop.
Okay.
And she's a free spirit. And she's teaching another young lady how to be a free spirit.
So you're passing the baton.
Ooh la la.
Well, she came at my character, so she was open to pass the baton.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay. It's a very risque role, but it's fun too. It's a comedy. It's a lot happening. It's all about this group of friends, and one of the friends, she comes to meet me, and I kind of like change her world.
Is it a movie? Is it a TV series?
She said,
it's a TV series.
Okay, great.
well, guess what? We have a clip of A La Carte. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
They're the exact example of why I don't want a typical relationship.
What's typical?
You know what's typical. Guy meets a girl falls in love with a guy, they get married, that stuff. Maybe a little girl meets girl.
maybe one girl falls in between the other girl's legs.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I should only imagine, huh?
Well, you know, I do have a break in 15, so if you're tired of imagining what I can do, just say the word.
That looks so good. We'll definitely be on the lookout for the premiere date.